Jali was there and didn't qualify anyway. There are other players who were there still. It wasn't just Jali who cost us not qualifying. It's a team game. There was also different managers. There are other factors.
That's a dumb statement.
It wasn't just Jali. It was Kostil. Bring other players and then groom Bafana Bafana and then replace them, because as much as we were bad, like I said, we were competitive.
Are we building or losing? I mean, in the 5 games that we've been under Bruce, it's been what, 3 losses, and then 2 draws, or 4 losses and 1 draw.
It's very discouraging at this point.
So expectations maybe long term for Bafana are that we want to get back to a place where we're challenging and winning like AFCON again, But considering the stage that we're at, like, our expectations are not just supposed to be.
But why do we have these expectations? We're not a footballing nation.
What I've said, Mo, was, on a league table, right? Yes, at some point we were. At some point, Nottingham Forest won the European Cup, Champions League. And then they've just now been promoted back to, right?
That's my team.
Yeah.
And Everton as well, right? They were like a big team in the 80s. Liverpool then went 30 years. Tides turn. Seasons change. And where we're at, we need to accept that we are fighting relegation. If not, then maybe just we are like a middle of the pack team. Maybe one of these days because you can't and we've stated like the issues with development, like, and that's not something. Development is not something that's gonna bear fruit like in 2 years even. We are probably looking at start another generation of like guys who are 10 years old now, and maybe look, England did this. Right, when they didn't qualify for the Euros in 2016, they sat down and they came up with a plan.
Yeah.
And we then saw them winning the under-17 world championships with Abu Foden and Abu Sancho and them. And then now they've been to a World Cup semi-final, they've been to a Euro final, and now they go into the World Cup. Yes, there's issues around their coach and however they're playing, but there's a better feeling that one, they're not going to qualify for a major tournament, and if they go to the major tournament, now the expectations that they are going to go far, and those are built on a number of years having like invested in their future, which is bearing fruit now in the 2020s. So are we just maybe supposed to give up on Bafana right now?
The way in which you are speaking, Ngati, are you saying they are one of the favorites?
It's not even a matter of being one of the favorites. It's a matter of being further ahead than you were. Like, you went from not qualifying for a tournament, and then 4 years later, you were in the final of that very same tournament. It's there's progress, So maybe our progress is not now.
But what I want to get into, Jay, is that England had won the World Cup 66, had not won a Euro since then. But the Bafana plan was, guys, this is as low as it gets. Let's do something. So now we had a plan that its climax was supposed to bear fruit in 2020.
We had a plan on paper, Chuck.
On paper. With like 20 points, only 2 are met.
Yeah.
When do we see, we're hardful, it's the pits now. We're at rock bottom. That's my issue. England, not the greatest pedigree. I mean, Spain, however they came up with their plan, Portugal had golden generations, but it's only now that they're winning Ama Euro, Ama Nations League, Tina, we had that prestige, fine, we get it. We're trying to recapture the glories, but none of those points on those plans are met. So should we then accept as a country?
Yeah,
let's accept the same way we've accepted Guti. The Proteas are chokers. That's
No, I don't want to accept that. No.
The Springboks are world champions. We've accepted that.
Yes.
When we go to the World Cup in rugby, we are going there to win. With the Proteas, we are expectations like we might make a run, but when it gets really tough, we are gonna crumble.
Don't be surprised.
With Bafana Bafana, we're not even gonna go to a tournament.
But guys, here's what I'm saying. With the Proteas, with the Springboks, fine, there's a pattern of every 12 years we win, But there is a Super Rugby win over there. There's a win over New Zealand here and there. But everyone else,
the structures are there, Chuck.
Everyone else we smash. And when we think we're close to getting a World Cup, it's because logically we are good enough. The group of players have come together. With cricket, we occupy number 1 ODI or T20 or Test, and so there is a logic to say we should do good. I'm fine, we can accept it choking, but Bafana, guys, everything is burnt down. I don't want to accept that. I want to build something. So
here's what I'm saying, Chuck. Right? You don't have a job.
Yeah.
I expect you to be broke. Mm-hmm. You might not like it. Mm-hmm. But you need to accept the fact that if you don't have an income coming in, you're not gonna have money.
Mm-hmm.
You might do odd jobs here and there, right? But if I come to you, if I come to you, Chuck, and on our spine, and I'm asking you for mine, and you say you don't have mine. I need to accept the fact that this guy doesn't have mine because he doesn't have a job. And with Bafana Bafana and the state of our football, like we see with the issues with the presidency happening with stuff, like the structures are broken, and until they fix that, we can go out into the streets with picket signs, my man. We can burn ties. We can do that in this country. It will not change the fact that at the end of the day, what then needs to happen on the Monday morning in academies, in schools, in clubs, whatever the case may be, is not happening. So therefore, we're not going to produce Morocco levels like at this stage. That needs to change.
Sadly.
I don't have to accept that statement, Mara. My piece job, but I really am not happy.
We're not happy.
It's our condition.
You accept something, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're happy about it. You see,